Somewhere in Africa, over 1 million years ago, two humans stood next to each other, not for love, not for a ceremony, for survival. No rings, no vows, no priest, just two bodies that decided to stay. And that decision may have shaped the entire future of our species. We think of marriage as something humans invented, a ceremony, a legal contract, a romantic milestone. But the real story starts hundreds of thousands of years before writing, before religion, before villages even existed. In this video, you'll learn 3 things science has uncovered. When humans first started forming exclusive pairs, why scientists think it had almost nothing to do with love, and the one piece of evidence that changed how researchers think about ancient relationships completely. By the end, you'll never look at a wedding ring the same way again. Here's the problem. Marriage, as we know it, needs 3 things: a ceremony, a legal recognition, and a religious or social witness. None of that existed 500,000 years ago. So scientists don't look for weddings. They look for something simpler: pair bonding. That's when 2 individuals form a long-term, exclusive relationship for raising offspring. And pair bonding shows up everywhere in nature. In wolves, in swans, even in some fish. So the real question isn't, when did marriage start? It's, when did humans start pairing off, and why? Some researchers estimate pair bonding behavior may go back over 1 million years in early Homo species, but the fossil evidence for exclusivity is indirect, based on bone structure, not direct observation. Here's the twist. The strongest clue isn't a ring or a grave. It's teeth. Specifically, the size difference between male and female skulls. In species where males compete violently for mates, like gorillas, males are almost twice the size of females. Bigger body, more fights, more dominance. But in humans, the size gap is small. Males are only about 10 to 15% bigger than females on average. That's a massive clue. It suggests early humans weren't fighting each other constantly to win a mate. Instead, something else was happening. Cooperation instead of competition. Anthropologists call this the monogamy hypothesis. The theory says that as human brains got bigger, babies were born more helpless, for longer. A mother alone couldn't hunt, gather, and protect a baby at the same time. So pairing up wasn't romantic, it was practical. 2 adults splitting the labor of survival dramatically increased a baby's odds of living. This wasn't a wedding. It was a survival contract written in bone density, not paper. Now here's where it gets interesting. In 2017, researchers studying a burial site in Germany, Oberkassel, found something strange. 2 adult skeletons, buried side by side, deliberately, around 14,000 years ago. Genetic testing showed they weren't siblings. They weren't related at all, but they were buried together on purpose in the same grave. To archaeologists, that's not just a burial. That's a statement. Someone made a choice after death to keep these 2 people connected forever. The Oberkassel burial is well documented, but interpreting it as evidence of a marriage-like bond is still debated among archaeologists. It could also reflect close companionship or social status, not romantic partnership specifically. Still, it's one of the earliest hints that humans didn't just pair up to survive. At some point, they started choosing to stay connected, even in death. So if pairing up started as survival, when did it become a ceremony, with witnesses and vows? That shift likely came much later, with agriculture. Once humans settled down and started owning land, animals, and property, marriage stopped being just about survival. It became about inheritance. Who gets the land when you die? Who owns the children? Suddenly marriage needed rules, public rules, witnesses. That's roughly when the earliest recorded marriage contracts appear. In Mesopotamia, about 4,000 years ago, written on clay tablets. In other words, love may have come first, property came second, and paperwork came last. Here's the part that should genuinely surprise you. For over 1 million years, marriage had nothing to do with love, religion, or law. It was pure survival math. Two adults, splitting labor, doubling a baby's chance of living to adulthood. Everything we associate with marriage today, the ring, the vows, the ceremony, is a layer added much, much later. A cultural upgrade on top of an ancient biological deal. The real first marriage wasn't a wedding at all. It was a decision, made in silence, by two exhausted early humans who realized, together, we survive better than alone. So the next time you see a wedding ring, remember, it's the newest part of a story that started over 1,000,000 years ago, not with love, but with survival. So here's my question for you. Do you think love came before survival or after it? Let me know in the comments. I read every single one.